told your friend you're not okay? And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way.
How's everyone doing? It's your man Richie Rich, Ricky Ricardo, Pretty Ricky, that's what they call him, back at it again for another reaction video. On this one, folks, I wanted to do a reaction to one of my favorite TV sitcoms full time, just behind Fresh Prince of Martin, possibly Living Single. It could only be a different world that started in the late 80s and went throughout to the early 90s. That was the spin-off series of the classic and legendary Cosby Show. And in this scene, I'm reacting to it could be like an outtake, seen as an outtake, where Jasmine Guy, who played Whitley, gets pranked on the set and is pranked to such a highest degree of being shocked and surprised by Denzel Washington, one of the best leading men of all time. So before we get into this reaction video, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Check me out on social media. All the links will be below.
That's Jasmine Guy.
You know, garlic bread, that Timmy Denzel makes me high.
And in the script, her character has had a bit too much to drink and is pining over her dream man, Denzel Washington.
Just look at my wine selection.
But watch what happens
Ooh.
when producers bring in the real Denzel as a surprise practical joke.
Denzel!
Behind you. Damn.
Yep, never forget to drink.
Oh my
Just
God.
remember to lock the doors while doing it.
Look at Denzel. Nice. So this actually took place in the season 3 episode Candles, and this is one of the outtakes. From doing my research, what happened was Jasmine Guy, Whitley's character, was meant to be drunk and kept pontificating, drunk, and saying like, "I want Denzel," as you can see. And keep in mind, as I said, at this time in the 90s, of all the leading men, Wesley Snipes, Will Smith, Denzel was the guy. He was the man. He was the grand poobah, the big Don. He was the guy. So he was especially in the black urban community, every woman's fixation. If you don't believe me, check out Pam, Tanisha Arnold's character in Martin. Every time you take Denzel, she's like, you know. So yeah, this is like one of the outtakes. If you actually check the actual episode of Candle, season 3, episode 20, you actually can see the actual scene, the scene they actually used at the end, where the friends of Whitley come in to celebrate her birthday, and this is like, you could say, one of like the outtakes, But Jasmine Guy actually talks extensively about this in this clip.
Kind of that turn it on for the camera mentality in the first season, and Debbie doesn't work like that. And I just want to tell this little story. Because of this one take setting that we were all used to, I was used to doing things in one take, especially if I nailed it, the audience loved it. I'm almost out of my clothes by the time they're going, we're going to do it again. And this one time, it was Whitley's birthday, and the episode is that everyone's acting like they forgot. And so Whitley's alone with the bottle of Bordeaux and some pizza, talking to Denzel Washington photo on her bulletin board, which she takes from the bulletin board and punches in a pillow and makes, half life-size Denzel out of it. And
so yeah, this is the Jasmine Guy. I believe this was maybe 4 or 5 years ago, just retelling her experience of being pranked on the set of Different World. So as you can see, she's still smoking here, aging like fine wine, baby.
And as she's, getting drunk, she's getting more and more into Denzel, and she says, make me call your name, Denzel! Denzel!
I love that
First
Whitley
of all,
Bird.
getting drunk, being infatuated with this, I really went for it because I didn't want to do it again. And I really didn't think it'd be funny again. And she made me do it again. I usually don't question Debbie, but I said to the stage manager, why? You know, what's the problem? I'm thinking I'll get a note to adjust. And I get back from the stage manager, problem with the lighting.
So they were all in on it, but Whitley was Jasmine Guy was so. How could she possibly know? But everyone was in on it. Oh gosh, that's why that payoff is so priceless of a reaction.
I go back, and I said, well, I'm going to go for it even more because the audience has already seen it. So I really got drunk this time, you know, and I really fell in love with Denzel. And I was so focused. And the audience was cracking up, you know, and there was this energy going on. And in the scene, the girls walk in on me in this embarrassing situation with Denzel's photograph. And I turn around and try and cover it up. So I get the tap on the shoulder, and I turn around, and it's Denzel. And I still to this day don't know if I've had quite that reaction ever. I thought I was seeing a ghost. I went like, you know, I crawled back from him. I thought maybe I focused so hard. I saw Denzel and Don Lewis's face. And then when I realized it was the real Denzel, I was mortified. You know, I was like, oh my God, I don't want him to see me like this. And I just freaked out. And then, you know, Debbie's over in the corner just cracking it. Oh, that's so good. And Denzel's like, are you okay? And I'm like, don't touch me. And then he hugged me. I'm like, oh, he's hugging me. You know, I was so torn between love and humiliation, embarrassment, and stunned, you know. But that's what comes for, you know, taking your takes for granted. You never know why you're doing it again.
And that was why.
Well, that wasn't the way I wanted to meet that man. Let me just say that.
Yeah, as you can see from there, yeah, it's crazy. Like I think every actress wanted to. Denzel just had this cool persona, especially in the '90s, because that's where he really blew up. With the collaborations with Spike Lee and from Mo Better Blues, Malcolm X, and then in the Midnight he got Game. Denzel was really he was on the level of like with the Richard Gere, the Harrison Fords. He was there, and I think especially in the black community, every girl wanted a piece of a bit of the Mo Better.
Best story I've heard so far doing this show.
I have a tape of it.
Really? Can we use it?
Probably. Why not? Unless Denzel says no.
Yeah, we'll get it.
It's so funny. Me and my sister just rerun it because you see me kind of crawling up the bed. It freaked me out. I was like, that shit ain't funny, Debbie. Everybody was laughing so much, and you know, Debbie and Denzel are friends, and I'm like, God, I must look like such a, I don't know. You know, it was my idea that Whitley was in love with Denzel. You know, and it's no stretch. Let me just say that, you know, the girl would be in love with Denzel. But Jasmine didn't want to meet Denzel like, you know, slobbering over him. You know, I want to be a little cool when I meet him.
Yeah, you weren't so cool.
It wasn't cool at all. And I had on this goofy taffeta green dress.
How did he react afterwards?
He says, you can hear him on the tape going, you were so scared, you scared me. I think they expected a reaction like, oh my God, Denzel. But it freaked me out so bad that it, you know, he was like, well, maybe I want to give her a heart attack, you know, and back up a little bit. But, you know.
How'd you get him there? Who got him there?
Debbie.
Mm.
You know, Debbie she's a prankster. That's why I said you will always have fun working with Debbie Allen. You're going to work, but you always have fun. Yeah, she got me a stripper for my birthday on the set.
A stripper?
I was like, thanks, Debbie. My first stripper.
Goddamn!
No. That would have been good. He waited till Ricochet.
Yeah.
That's it for now.
Ricochet, if you don't know, was the 1991 movie that came out. Action, could say thriller movie that came out. Denzel and John Lithgow. I really, if I do find the time, ladies and gentlemen, I would try to review that classic because Ricochet is one of my favorite Denzel films, especially very underrated. I don't know why people talk about Ricochet, but I love it. It's really great. Yeah, awesome. So yeah, that's a video I've wanted to react for a while. I really the video I've really wanted to react for a while. It's always been a video that's been flowing around. I even watched this clip when I watched that clip even before I knew what different world is because as I've said many times before, back when I was in Europe, a lot of these like TV sitcoms, especially these black ones, they weren't getting showed. If it wasn't Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Martin came later. Some of these ones weren't getting shown in Europe, whereas in the States, like you would have these networks like Fox and BET that was showing all these sitcoms. So like I had to wait a long time to finally see Different World, and it was the same with mine. So when I finally got the Different World DVDs, I was able to run through, especially season two all the way to six, because season one it just feels like a complete different series altogether, different producer, different directors, and less you could say about season one, the better. But from season two to season six, Different World is it stands up there with the best sitcoms, and this is like one of my favorite moments I love seeing from that great, excellent TV sitcom. But folks, let me know what you think of this cool moment of Jasmine Guy being pranked by Denzel and Debbie Allen on the set of Different World. What do you think of Jasmine Guy and Whitley? What do you think of Denzel Washington? In this time in the 90s. And yeah, definitely it's good to be back with these reactions. And yeah, stay tuned to more reactions coming soon. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Check me out again on social media. And yeah, hope everyone has a blessed day. This is Richie Rich signing out. Peace.
I'ma have a celibate day. Felt in a way like it was mandatory. I'm in a cypher with my niggas, and a cloud of smoke stand before me. So hand the 40 to the right and pass the trees on the left. Shorty, I'm tonguing, smell the weed on my breath. She tied me to the bed and squeezed on my chest. I guess the second hand is in her, so call him up and tell him man forget her. Stand or deliver, no telegrams or pictures. L in my hand with liquor, elements plants is bigger.